Good morning, everyone. Happy Tuesday. Give me just a second. Oh, there we go. All right. Let me get myself orchestrated here. I thought I did 8:45, so how's everybody doing today? Ooh, it is below freezing out. Like, I do not do well in this weather. I think I should move somewhere where it is hot all the time. That would be ideal. Jealous of all of you that can do that. Okay, we're here. Hey, Julian. Hey, Betty. So I seen a few I seen a few things going down on the Twitter. People are losing their minds on the Twitter. And I thought, wow, this is all so interesting. So much speculation, so little factual information. I love it. It's like my kind of thing, right? It's what we're used to. 40 degrees. Where are we at right now? Oh, the thing just changed. Dude, we are at 25, but it feels colder. And it does. It feels like, I don't know, Alaska. Good morning to all of you. Number 12, say we're with the 71. How's everybody doing? Good morning, toe beans. 11 degrees here. Wow, Betty. I'd be moving so quick, I couldn't do that. Hey, Lady Lucken. Negative 11 in Toronto. That is insane. Hey, Lazy Wolf. Oh, 12 degrees, Nicole. Minus 27? Are these in Fahrenheit? I couldn't do that. Seriously, I couldn't do it. -7. Good golly. I couldn't imagine. Google hates me. Why does Google hate you, Farlow? What happened? Cinda with the 77. Baby Bot with the 108 and 28 degrees in Atlanta. Ooh, 9 degrees. Okay. 54 here in Florida. Oh. You know, normally wouldn't do this, but I'm going to ask. How many of you believe in climate change? Put a 1 if you believe in climate change. Put a 2 if you do not. Thank you, Lee the B. I wish more people were like you. I'm just kidding. Well, I'm not. I'm actually serious. It's very smart of you. Thank you. 3 degrees. All right, let's see. All right, April says no. Hindsight. Wow. Quite a few 1s, quite a few 2s. That's interesting. Wow. Oh, don't you? Whoa, a lot of 2s. Okay, here come the 1s. Lots of 2s still. I believe in it. I do. Nothing else could explain, Listen, have you ever seen the Disney movie Ice Age? Shit is real. So I'm just kidding. But hold on 1 second so I can shut Nelly up. All right, sorry about that. It's too cold. 61 here in Florida. Let me guess, you're freezing, Megan, huh? You're freezing. I lived through the blizzard of 77. That was cold. I was in the blizzard of 96. Remember, the snow was taller than me. The snow was major. That was huge. Anybody else remember that? Good morning, Marley. Supermarket. I got to go to the supermarket. And then they're having this big thing for one of the kids. I can't say much more because they're stalkers in my area, but that's unfortunate. Choo choo with the 149. Incognito. Good morning. It was, Pam. Yep. Listen, when I went to this local farm near me, I guess somebody makes candles that are named Delco after like my area. And the candle names were hysterical, but one was the Blizzard of 96. Another one was Hey Pumpkin. You know, they make fun of the way I talk, but literally the candles make fun of us too. Credit for what you and your new lawyer. I know. Thank you, right? I do appreciate the credit being where it belongs. And I appreciate that for everybody else too. But yeah, my new attorney definitely put his foot on some necks. And we're going to get into that. So let's go ahead and do that. Let's go ahead and do that. So as we all know, I hired new representation. No, he was not cheaper. I know some people like to say that. But no. All right, I got to delete this. One person emails me like 50 million times a day. All right. So all right, let me star these because we're going to need this one. We're going to go up here to this one. And I will say, I'm going to get ahead of myself because I'm going to get excited. But hold on. Well, Nick made a post, and the post he chose to make was ironic. Have you hit the thumbs up yet? Let's get the thumbs up a little bit higher. Okay, I found it. I am ready when you all are. He is amazing. He's very, very on the ball. He's a very well oh, look at this email. Hold on, sorry. He's very familiar with RICO. He's an actual attorney that knows what he's doing, and he's not playing games because he's one of those attorneys that don't believe playing games. Abuse the justice system, right? And to me, that's what we need. There's enough crummy people around here. There's enough crummy lawyers. There's enough scumbags, and it's refreshing to have one who's not. So there's been a lot of speculation and gossip as to what is going on Twitter with all of this. All right. All right. So the first email went out. What was this? So Thursday. So on Thursday, my attorney enters the scene. He does a recipe to enter, has the other attorneys withdraw, and he gets right to work. He gets right to work by going ahead and starting with Castor. Because I don't know what like people don't understand. It's a huge deal. So I'm going to tell you the few ways they tried playing around this, and then we're going to go ahead and we're going to show what the problem is. So they try saying it was what is that, a Scrivener's error, right? But the problem is they also had him listed on their press conference. Anybody remember when they filed on a Friday and they said that Wednesday, upcoming Wednesday, they were going to do a press conference on the Delaware County Court steps? Anybody remember that? And that's a problem, Nene. It's a huge problem. In case anybody doesn't remember, I can throw it up on the screen for everybody. But that was yeah, you guys remember. It was a big deal. It's a big deal. And matter of fact, they even went as far as to quote Castor to I guess an attempt to legitimize it more. So I know somebody posted it over here, so I'll go ahead and pull it from here. You're so silly. Nick's so silly. All right. I seen they put it over on Twitter. So there was also this, right? This was about their press conference, media, Pennsylvania news conference will be held on Tuesday. So they put this right here. Oh, wait, that's not that one. It's down here. There is another quote by Castor, but it's on a different screenshot. A news conference will be held, blah, blah, blah. Legal counsel for the plaintiffs include attorneys Joseph P. Lesniak and Bruce L. Castor. So there you lose the whole, oh, it's a Scrivener's error. It was a mistake. It's not a mistake. And nobody's going to go ahead and buy that to be a mistake. Not when you have an actual attorney who's fully aware and doesn't give a shit to suck anybody's ass. Okay? It's not going to happen. So my attorney goes ahead and he sends over a nice little letter. I think that's the draft. Hold on. Got me all over the place here. Where the hell is it? Has to be this one. Okay. Here it is. So I'm not going to put it up on the screen because I don't want people taking screenshots of it and flying it everywhere, but I will certainly read it to you all. So he starts off by saying, Dear former General Castor, please be advised this office has recently been retained to represent Jessica and the above referenced matter. Kindly see the attached communication regarding the above referenced matter. This office is not going to raise the issue asserted therein at oral argument, if any, as others have suggested, especially since you would not be in attendance. For obvious reasons, we do not believe this would be appropriate, your lack of attendance, or courtesy to you. Hold on. I got a text message. Okay. We hope you will officially bring this to resolution. The actual appropriate action would be this complete action to be withdrawn. So then he goes ahead and he sends them a very nice letter that we read the other day. I'm going to stop sharing that, but we can see that that was right there, right? We can see that not only did they have them listed on the first page of this injunction as representation, but also, all right. So he shoots them this and he says, Dear former General Castor, please be advised his office now represents Jessica in the above referenced matter. As you are aware, your clients were requesting an injunction to squelch Miss Sang free speech while filing a civil action complaint alleging RICO violations and other baseless causes of action. After my perusal of the filed documents, it was beyond the pale that you would be involved in such a representation, let alone allow your name to be used in poorly drafted documents. Recently, you asserted your non-involvement in this case, and he shows Exhibit 1, which would be the previous emails. Your claimed non-involvement was reiterated again, wherein you asserted you were not representing Dwayne Chapman in Pennsylvania. Exhibit 2, which is the one where he says, I represent Dog in only Texas. Yet the filing makes no distinction as to what party you were misunderstood to represent, if any. The filings and other communications speak for themselves, and they set forth you are representing all plaintiffs. Your name being purposely placed on a filing goes way beyond indication otherwise is in error, which is what they try stating another time. Now I'm going to show you why this was a big deal, and rather, people understand it or not. The fact that they put Castor's name on there led to many conversations, some such as this. All right, so let's go ahead and give you guys an example of how far Castor's name went.
Oh, no.
America's top lawyers.
Wow.
He has a career in law enforcement. He was especially noted for investigating.
Wow.
That's all you keep hearing her say. Wow. Yeah.
Either in the field or by way of grand jury and prosecuting homo cases. In 1995, Mr. Castor received a trial advocacy award for the National Association of Government Attorney for his work investigating and prosecuting homicides. He received statewide recognition for his effort by the Pennsylvania General Assembly on 2 occasions, as well as Governor Ridge and Casey. General Castor has held the top AV rating for nearly 30 years, and it is listed in the Martindale-Hubbell Lawyer Bar Register for lawyers. Mr. Castor is in Pennsylvania super lawyer each year from 2005 to 2008 and 2011 to present and list among the top 100.
These guys speak so slowly, you have to put them on 2 speed. But I'm going to slow them down a little bit so you guys get the idea of why they added Castor and that nobody's being fooled right now.
100 trial lawyers in America, 2012 to present.
Wow.
Wow.
It just keeps going on and on and on.
Oh, wow.
So
Holy shit.
I want to
Oh, wow.
What do we do
let me
now?
see real quick.
I wish not fuck with that.
Wow.
Shitting
Right?
myself. Wow. Mm-hmm.
In my opinion, allegedly.
Oh,
No.
you know, Justin, the fact that you sign and agree to such frivolous filings to the point that you now have to say, in my opinion, allegedly, you sound stupid. You sound stupid. It doesn't protect you from shit, dummy.
Oh.
Let me see. I'm looking through stats real quick. I just want y'all to think about how dirty this is.
Yeah, think about it.
Yeah, it's pretty fucking dirty.
I want you all to think about how dirty this is. Think about it.
Pretty dirty to misrepresent an attorney.
Nonsense sounds funny.
Claiming
So I
that
slowed her down. Sorry.
The need to feed that.
Right here it says. I'm looking for Michaela's part.
I mean, you would think
I bet you are. So that's just a little example. Okay? That's just a little example. But there's much more, and I'll get to other parts of it in just a minute. But I'm going to take you back to what my attorney states. Yet the filing makes no distinction. If the filings and other communications speak for themselves, and they set forth you are representing all plaintiffs, your name being purposely placed on filings goes way beyond the indication otherwise is an error. The real question is how a respected attorney will allow his name to be mistakenly placed on a filing without ensuring immediate remedy thereto is incredulous. So here's the thing. As soon as Castor realized his name was on there and he didn't want any part of it, you don't get to do like, hey, let's do an amended and just leave my name off of it. No, this needs to go. Hey, it's good to see you. You need to do something about it. And guess what? We got an attorney who's doing something about it. Can we get a round of applause? Further, it is incomprehensible your inclusion in this suit was a misunderstanding. Are you certain you were unaware of the attachment of the press conference notice to these filings? Yeah. Are you claiming you had no idea that you were supposed to stand on my county's courthouse steps and try to humiliate me to my community, sir? Are you unaware of that? I doubt it, but okay. Let us review. Prior to this suit filing, you appear with Dwayne Dog Chapman on News and Crime hosted by Vinnie Politan. Shall we pull that up or we're all good on that? Oh, he'll be answering to it. He has no choice. And made it clear you thought litigation was an option to thwart discourse on a missing child's case. If public discourse was hampering an investigation, then clearly the law enforcement agencies investigating a missing child could certainly make such a claim known. They did not. In fact, law enforcement is known to use the press and other mediums for their purposes. But it is not okay when those are persistent in a contrarian position to your clients. Now, let's also remember that the only time Sumner County has come out and stated anything about online behaviors is in regard to his plaintiffs. And I will consider it your plaintiffs until you state otherwise through the courthouse. Talking points of an opposing view may affront some, but it certainly is not actionable. Of course, any purported law enforcement agency would not attempt infringement on free speech. More so, they often request assistance from the public, not imploring them to cease and protect the discussions. Make no mistake, under the logic postulated by these plaintiffs, no one should be talking about a missing child case on any news media, whether it be primary or secondary outlet. Imagine you and your clients bringing such claims against Nancy Grace during, for example, the Casey Anthony case that was talked about by her every night, using the court system to silence individuals engaged in a personal animus battle without basis in laws and abusive process, at minimum. Take heed, neither you nor your clients are the determiner of what connotates public discourse. More directly, your clients will not infringe on Granny's watchings free speech rights, whether your client's feelings are hurt by contrarian positions. So we don't care that your fifis are hurt. You can spaz out on Twitter all day, but you don't get to take it to a courthouse. Be advised, certain plaintiffs in this action will still assert that you are their attorney. Do we need to show you more of that? Matter of fact, don't mind if I do. You want to see how far your name went, Castor? I mean, we're going to show it all in the courthouse one day, but let's go ahead and show it over here for now, shall we?
Eat your words, bitches. I do not that this is having on the defendants whatsoever. I love
I had to
watching
turn
them
her
eat
down.
their own words and look like the foolish assholes they are. So let me be very clear before somebody twists my words and says, oh, she thinks this is funny, Granny. No, I do not. And Granny knows that.
Oh, nonsense has been a saving grace, man.
For whatever you took in as that organization, or they have the option to fine you $250,000 instead. That's at the discretion of the courts. You have to forfeit all proceeds that you earned as a criminal organization. And the big key to prosecuting these is that you have to establish a...
Hey, Vids, thanks for stopping.
You have to establish a RICO, Mr. E. Where you been, Mr. E? I can't wait till you perhaps get subpoenaed.
Bye. I was so lost this morning, Vids, but I was like, thanks for the warm welcome over there today.
A pattern of criminal organization, a pattern of crime within an organization. So say like 3 robberies occurred within a group with knowledge within the group to conspire.
Say forged documents happened within a time period of I don't know.
that could fit that type of definition. If you find yourself you're going to hear a lot of victims listed in this.
A lot of
if you
victims.
find yourself to be one of the victims here, there are a lot of victims listed in this. If you find yourself to be one of the victims here, one of the things that's great about RICO, if you're the victim, is that the person that's prosecuted can't defend against you.
What, you dumbass? Victims? What? The good thing is they can't prosecute it. Yeah, you can. It's called a reverse Uno. We know who the actual RICO is. Don't insult us.
So let's say you felt damages by this criminal organization.
Oh, you
they're all
felt
prosecuted
damages.
And the prosecution wins. If you're one of the victims and you come back seeking damages, let's say you think there's $10,000 worth of damages, you are awarded triple those damages.
Yes, I am, sir. Thank you very much.
Oh, but I thought they weren't going for money.
They're not. Isn't that funny?
I love watching the team. I'll take their own twists and turns on these releases and the pack.
Yeah, like they don't even talk to each other beforehand, so each of them come out saying something stupid that contradicts the other. Is quite beautiful.
That they get.
It's
But my
almost
favorite
like they didn't have actual attorneys.
line is right here. Legal counsel for the plaintiffs includes attorneys Joseph P. Lesniak, Esquire, and Bruce L. Castor Jr. And for those of you guys that are coming in late again that haven't seen this,
what a
SF
beautiful.
posted this. Many people have posted this. Granny posted this on her wall too.
It was Granny's email, but that's okay. We'll go ahead and allow everybody else to post it, but it's my email.
People are trying to allege that this is fake. We'll get into that. But dog or any so represent take us home.
Of those RICO violations,
RICO!
they can't defend it.
Hey, Jay. Hey, barbecue.
It is between the victim and the judge at that point, or the courts.
It's between
Not
the
sure-
victim and the
I don't
judge.
guess that would be a jury. I would assume that would be a judge. That's my, again, we are not lawyers. This is just my, this is basically my interpretation of Cornell Law School.
And
All I can think of when I see these guys is come and knock on my door. I've been waiting for you.
That's
Today,
exactly
the
what I
research
was
that I've
gonna
done,
say
there.
too.
Shut up, Annie.
And I watched a few videos just kind of about
Dan, he overspoke you, Annie.
I mean, when in doubt.
All right, where
I'm
does it
sharing
get?
with you today is from Cornell.
Here we go.
That's where I
Um,
come
Here was
That's where
a-
I come in. That's where you exit
here.
out.
Does that all make sense to you?
Yeah, it
that all-
does. It
Does
does.
the
I'm
chat
just
have
letting
any
you go.
questions about anything about that
Yeah,
so
well,
far?
Yeah, I do, sir. I do. How the fuck are all three of you sitting together, but yet on different screens, yet talking to each other? It's very bizarre. What is going on here? Is this like a sister wives thing, or is this like actual? Are they really related? Like, what is happening here?
see.
I thought it was really
Um,
interesting. Can
And
you guys-
we can't hear you.
Dan, they keep over talking you, Annie. You don't get no respect, ma'am.
Here was a
I mean, it's
Just
just pretty clear that he realizes that there's real life implications by even these accusations. But let's carry on because, like I said, I'm more interested in when they talk about Bruce Castor, who is not legal puffing their chest. They're gonna go straight to jail. They got the big guns.
That is
I mean,
what they
shit, it even
said.
says it. Let's hear what else he has to say.
Let's
in
hear it.
Spanish, which I don't think.
And then
is
we'll get back to my
important
email.
this. Then we get into
They're
the
weird.
attorneys that are representing all of these plaintiffs. It is the law offices of Joseph Lesniak.
We'll find out in depositions.
Oh, the attorneys that are representing these plaintiffs.
I'm sure you all remember from our live stream.
How could we forget him? I spelled it wrong because Anna, because of
The lead attorney, it appears, and then he is also joined by the law firm of
believe I-
Vander Veen, Hartshorn, Levin,
Oh.
and Lindheim
Oh, the
and
and I
lies.
did really put
that had represented Donald Trump in the past.
Oh,
Oh,
here it
Then it
goes.
again lists all the plaintiffs, that this is occurring in the Court of Common Pleas of Delaware County, Pennsylvania.
Which means it's not federal, but you continue to say it was federal.
And it again lists the defendants.
so how is there
All right. Anyway, we'll get back to that. I'm going to get back to the email because they're annoying. So be advised, certain plaintiffs' actions still assert you were their attorneys. Did you form an attorney-client relationship with any of these individuals concerned in this case? Of course, if you claim no such relationship formed, then we will seek discovery in that regard for non-protected communications involving you and these plaintiffs. What's their thumbs up at? You guys want to hear Castor's response? Let's make the thumbs up a little bit higher. Where are we currently sitting at? You know how much profit these people made running around smearing my name? Do you know how many views the Three's company on this screen got using this bogus filing against me and the credentials of Castor to try to intimidate silence into all of us? Do you know how much money they all made off of this? We're at 454. Listen, I want it at least 600. If you guys want to hear Castor's response, get us up to 600 thumbs up. Oh, this is all proof. Absolutely. Of course, if you claim no such relationship formed, then we will seek discovery in that regard for non-protected communications involving you and these plaintiffs. That's where Julia comes in, claiming she had a 45-minute conversation with Castor, right? Oh, yeah. Thank you, it's me, Tiffany. Thank you, Kirby. Incognito, thank you. Be advised, my next communic will be a 1023.1 letter. What is a 1023.1 letter? Shall we find out? I think so. Let's type in PA 1023.1. I do recall, does anybody else recall Julie trying to quote some of this? Hey, Pristine. Let's go over. Promulgated to read as follows. Rules at a 1023.1. Which one is it? Every pleading, written motion, other paper directed to the court shall be signed by at least one attorney of record. Keep that in mind. It only has to be signed by at least one attorney of record. Okay, just one. So when people are saying, oh, but Castor's signature is not on there, it doesn't matter. You don't need to have both signatures. One attorney was present, and that's all that's needed. You represent them. It is not being presented for an improper purpose, such as to harass or cause unnecessary delays or needless increase in the cost of litigation. Put a 1 in the chat if you think they use Castor's name to bolster their filing. Or the men, leave the B, or the men. How many of you believe they added Castor's name for improper purposes? If after notice and a reasonable opportunity to respond, the court determines that subdivision has been violated, the court may subject to the conditions stated. So basically what it is a letter to opposing counsel you send when the case is frivolous. That's what a 1023.1 is. Just so we're all clear. Lots of ones coming in. They certainly did that. Thank you so much, KB. It was definitely to intimidate. You heard them all going on his credentials and how great he is, and he's Trump's attorney. We're all going to jail. I recall Betty stating, do you really think a prominent attorney such as Castor would ever put his name on something if he didn't have faith in it? Yeah, I do. Hey, Lace with Lacey. So that's the next communication, would be a 1023.1 letter. You and Attorney Lasniak can then decide the liable party for bringing an action that will never meet a civil RICO claim or a cause of action for harmful misinformation and exploitation, which does not exist in the Commonwealth. It's not even a real thing. So much for such a credentialed attorneys. Not even a real thing. But okay. Okay. To be clear, the real quote-unquote targets legally are going to be these plaintiffs and the attorneys that placed their name on a bogus filing. Accordingly, we urge you to officially remove your name. Moreover, acting officially will quiet these plaintiffs that continue to assert your involvement. What would be an example of that, you may ask? I don't know. Nick's latest post where he puts a 90% blocked out communications with Castor? Oh, I know. A lot of people did, Choo Choo. A lot of people did. And I knew immediately there's no way somebody like Castor put their name on this. Matter of fact, I called looking for attorneys and happened to land across Fandier's desk where I spoke to somebody who is a colleague who works in the same office who also didn't believe Castor's name was put on this. Regardless, getting to the bottom of what has occurred and why this issue has not been resolved is our primary concern. No filing a request for an amended complaint removing your name on that said filing does not resolve the issue. Do you all remember when they sought the court's permission to file an amended complaint? You guys remember that? And we all noticed that Castor's name was left off of it. Well, we're going to get further into why that was not good enough in just a minute. Rename on that said filing does not resolve the issue, especially since no decision in that regard has occurred as of this date. This was January 10th. We all know this action should be withdrawn immediately. Are you aware within 20 days after a complaint was filed, an amended complaint could have been filed without leave? Oh, as you are aware, within 20 days after the complaint was filed, an amended complaint could have been filed without leave, which means they did not have to seek out the court's permission. They simply could have amended their complaint, but they didn't. They made it a big deal, in my opinion, to be a stall tactic and to remove Castor's name. Why did Attorney Lasniak delay if your name being added was a mistaken occurrence? Of course, Attorney Lasniak could have withdrawn the lawsuit without prejudice and refiled as another remedy avenue. The serious nature of this quote-unquote misunderstanding should be resolved forthwith. Without a doubt, a simple precipice to withdraw, as stated, would accomplish settling this issue. However, we believe there is more going on and look forward to getting the answers we need. Next, be advised, in my research, the actual format of the filings with your name on them mimics stylistically with Freedom of Information Acts, also known as FOIA requests, made by one of your plaintiffs. My belief is one or more of your clients drafted this nonsensical drivel and never thought these defendants would fight back. The fight has just begun, and we are not going to rest until justice is met. Since Dwayne Chapman, aka Dog, has asserted he has taken a search for Sebastian Rogers to Delaware County, Pennsylvania, which is also attached, please advise us to whether you will be representing his interests in our planned depositions. For your edification, we plan to start discovery immediately, and your client will be the first to undergo a shifting and thorough examination. As a courtesy, you can provide amenable dates of availability for deposition. We do not receive potential dates. We will just send a notice of deposition and compel his attendance in person since, again, he will be in the area. Thereafter, we will work on exposing the mendacity, which means like the fraudulentness of these plaintiffs, such as At Night Media, who also has drivel, who also has Castor listed as their attorney on that as well. You know, opinions of news media or other outlets have no impact on any search for a missing child. We actually await proof of what actual efforts were thwarted by comments on the internet by grannies watching. If it was that easy to thwart search efforts by opinions on YouTube, fugitives could just wage internet campaigns to stop law enforcement in their tracks. Such a postulation is preposterous. Most importantly, this whole case is a grift that does not belong in any court of law, and you know it. The lack of your plaintiffs engaging in a day-to-day efforts to locate a missing child will also be exposed. The lack of your plaintiffs engaging in day-to-day efforts to locate a missing child will also be exposed, along with the highly attenuated false statements being used to chimerically make out a RICO claim. This is a fraudulent campaign over feelings, and there is not one iota of evidence to support any plausible cause of action. Finally, if any of these meretricious charlatans wish to play their games, such as swatting myself or this office, or engage in any other lunatic YouTube machinations, you will be held responsible along with Attorney Lesniak for not warning against such conduct. We will not be cowed, believe me. Lawfare is that monster. It threatens us all. Which is a Turley J, January 10th, 2025. Judge Merchant tries to defend himself after Trump's sentencing, but he and Bragg are responsible for this monster. That's where that quote comes from. A point you were aware, be guided accordingly. So that was what my attorney said. Put a 1 in the chat if you guys are ready for what Castor's response was. I'm sorry he stopped on my end. Have a beautiful day. What happened, April? I'm sorry he stopped on my end. Have a beautiful day. What are you talking about? Was my audio echoing? Lots of 1s. All right, but I hate to leave you on the edge of your seat, but I do have to grab a drink. So unfortunately, I'm going to allow Three's Company to play for a minute while I do that. This is nonsense. She did a great stream on this. I truly appreciate everything she's done. Not echoing. Thank you. All right, I will be right back.
Are there any wires crossed again? How is there any wires crossed that he's not? Let's hear that one more time. The confidence in that statement there of who's representing them.
And Spanish, which I don't think is important to this. Then we get into the attorneys that are representing all of these plaintiffs. It is the law offices of Joseph Lesniak, who I'm sure you all remember from our live stream a month or so ago. He is the lead attorney, it appears. And then he is also joined by the law firm of Vanderveen, Hartshorn, Levin, and Lindheim. And that is Bruce Castor, who is the attorney we mentioned earlier that had represented Donald Trump in the past. Then it again lists all the plaintiffs, that this is occurring in the Court of Common Pleas of Delaware County, Pennsylvania. And it again lists the defendants. Except this time it says barbecue lady as a defendant. It says Granny's watching as a defendant, and then does 1 through 50, inclusive defendants. So that is, I suppose, 52 people, although the 50 does at this point are not explicitly named. I don't know exactly what that means. I've heard some questions about this. These does are referenced throughout the documents. You're going to hear me say like does 1 through 5 and stuff like that when it gets into the allegations here. We just don't know who they are. So if I had to guess, and maybe I know some of our folks out there are attorneys and paralegals and that sort of thing. I just didn't have time to look into this one. We were kind of busting our tails to try to get prepared. But what I'm guessing is that if there's 52 people involved, Granny's watching and barbecue lady happen to live in Pennsylvania, which is where Joseph Lesniak is licensed to practice law. Maybe these other 50 people are in different states, and there's going to be other.
Oh,
Him such a genius. Him so smart. First off, if they wanted this to be federal, they already had the federal jurisdiction by having defendants in different states. They lied to you all. You know they lied to you all. You all sat there and you took all of it as if it was factual, and now you all sit there with egg on your face, and you will continue to sit there with egg on your face. Don't you love it now, especially now that they're hiding? We don't know if they're sister wives or not. Just very odd people. Oh.
this is a quick throwback to the 2-pay slip for those of you
Oh,
that
the
don't know.
2-pay slip. We don't need that. But all right, let's go and get Castor's response because we had a lot of
This walk because this is interesting. Let's make sure.
look at this. Bad day to be on the wrong end of a lawsuit. It sure is, Lab. I'm waiting for yours. Lab.
My next timestamp. Oh, hold on. Did I get through that
You
one?
defames me, Lab. All of you that read out this filing and added
Nope, not yet.
credentials
Here
to
we go.
them defames me.
Whether they are donating money for a reward or volunteering their time. That's good citizenship, not something to be punished. Yet some individuals are behaving in ways that, in my opinion, are not good conduct. The people involved in this case, the dog handlers, the team, and the entire crew, are doing a tremendous job. And in bold, if things worsen, I will recommend they take legal action because this situation has become totally unreasonable.
That's a quote they put in their exhibits. That's a quote from no other than Castor. That's how they further added Castor to this filing by putting that quote in there. Then a true and correct copy of the court TV audio is attached here too. So the fuck what? So what? Are you going to add in when Trump screamed at his TV at the horrible job Castor did for him? We're going to put that in too? What does that have to do with anything? What does you being a federal snitch have to do with anything either? Anything to try to bolster your claims, but it don't quite work. So let's hear what Castor had to say in response. Dear blank, my attorney's name. Thank you for your email. You guys all ready? We're here. We're awake. We're ready to hear what he had to say back. Let's hear it. Thank you for your email. I have nothing to do with this case. I represent Mr. Chapman in another matter in the state of Texas. I never entered an appearance nor signed a pleading. What did I show you all over here? The signature of an attorney. Oh, wait, where is it? Where it states you only, right here. Every pleading, written motion, and other paper directed to the court shall be signed by at least one attorney of record and the attorney's individual name. You don't have to have both parties' signature. Your name was on there. That was more than enough. But anyway, get back to it. I never entered an appearance nor signed a pleading. My understanding that an amended complaint was filed that did not have my name on it. Put a 1 in the chat if I came out immediately after they requested to amend and stated the purpose was to remove Castor's name. Put a 1 in the chat if your girl right here called it. I want to see how many of you recall me calling that was their purposes. Lots of 1s. Not as dumb as you think I am, Nick, am I? After all, you did say I could have a big channel. Lots of ones. Lots of people remember that. I mean, I think we all kind of knew it, but it feels good to be validated in that, doesn't it? All right. So it seems to me, in my opinion, that would be confirmation that that's absolutely why they amended that complaint. But let's go on to read. Let's go on to read. Any hint of my participation was a simple mistake on Mr. Lasniak's part. A simple mistake. Hey, Lori, welcome. Thank you so much. Simple mistake on Lasniak's part. While I continue to enjoy a cordial relationship with him, that might change if he does not take steps to ensure I am no longer bothered with this. Anybody want to repeat that statement? Let's repeat it. While I continue to enjoy a cordial relationship with him, that might change if he does not take steps to ensure I am no longer bothered with this. As you allude to, I take great care to guard my reputation acquired over 40 years at the bar. I very much like being able to appear anywhere in the Commonwealth and indeed around the nation and receive respect and credibility. Do you know that your name on this filing could destroy that? I think you do. Anything, and I'd like to add that he slanted the words anything affecting that upsets me very much. If I need to come to court in Delco and repeat all of this, I will do so. Otherwise, you may show this email to any judge you wish. Even an esteemed former colleague of mine and representing the Commonwealth, such as Mr. Lasniak, is capable of making a mistake. That is all my purported involvement is. I regret any inconvenience this may have put you to. So that's Castor's response. You want to hear what my attorney goes and responds next? And then what Castor's for, you want to see where this all goes next? Let's keep going. Let's keep going. Did he say my former? Let me see. It's a good question. An esteemed former colleague. That is what he said. Former. Yes. Former. My esteemed former colleague. Where are we at now on the thumbs up? Let's keep this going. All right. We are at 720. Let's get up to 800. There's almost 1,200 people in here. We can get up to at least 80 more thumbs up. Let's get 80 more thumbs up. And we're going to continue to embarrass them and see where they've gone wrong. That was sent Friday. My attorney responded this morning. Was it this morning he responded? He responded at whatever point. I like the part where he says, while I continue to enjoy a cordial relationship with him, that might change if he does not take steps to ensure I am no longer bothered with this. So what does my attorney do? Can we get some boot emojis in the chat? Let's throw some boots in the chat because somebody put them on and they're ready to go. Is it this one over here? Let's see.
Only say this, this, and this.
We got some boots coming.
How ironic that they both get a message.
I do want to say you guys are amazing. Y'all always, you never let me down. I'll tell you that. I'm so incredible.
Quick question: who's gonna?
Nick let you down big time, Toots. Big time. CMPA.
And amazing group of people. You know, it's it means a lot to me. Thank you all so much because this is very
Hey, Snippets.
I've never done anything like this before.
Listen
this
to
is
her.
uncharted territory for me. So having support, it really means a lot.
The first support you should have got is of an attorney, you dumbass.
Let's see. Nice. Marie says, Britt, if you use your closets, where's the stuff in the closet going to go? I'm cleaning out my room.
Hear the confidence when she thought Castor was her attorney. Hear it just radiating out of her. So confident, so certain of themselves. Oh, look, there's the other plaintiff, Seth
Ben
Rogers.
Shown. Hello, Mr. Seth.
Hello,
how are
Mr.
you?
Seth.
Hey,
How do you
Seth.
feel? Now you were taken advantage of, Mr. Seth. Yeah, they thought it was a big laughing deal. We got Castor, y'all.
I had to.
With Michaela,
You cut my
who, based on
internet out.
information and belief, was sent to Mr. Roger with the ulterior motive of using SEX
Of using SEX. Listen, if that grown-ass motherfucking man don't have the capabilities of not falling in bed with any woman that so much as looks his direction, you should be embarrassed and ashamed that you even put that in a legal filing. That is humiliating. Put a 1 in the chat if you'd be embarrassed to put in a legal filing that somebody used their sexual powers against you. Ew. How embarrassing. I'd be humiliated.
as a manipulation tool, similar to tactics employed by intelligence agents.
Well, Remy, the team did. The team does.
intelligent.
That's what I'm doing here is
Right. Honest question. Did people really think Castor was involved? Yeah, they did.
It's really quick. It says right here, squatting because it makes revival absolutely. Who's Castor's name this entire time?
Oh, let's hear Betty.
Incarcerated was once again wrong, as we find out everything.
Lots
is
of ones in the
always-
chat.
Who started Nick was incarcerated?
That Brittany.
BJ. BJ
Brittany?
started the whole Nick was incarcerated rumor. That was
BJ said-
BJ. You
All
think
right,
that's
I'm gonna
not
thumbs up so we
intentional?
can get
I wonder
on to
who
next.
fed her that.
Is wrong when somebody else is providing the information and they have ulterior motives. It's nice to see you. It's me, Jem. Crime Story. I said Jem.
26 thumbs ups to go.
Jen. Stacy Carter. It's nice to see you. Don, the hen house.
Bamboozled in a way, but I think he's intentionally allowing it too
RICO action discussion, media PA.
because it causes a great
Suck
distraction.
a dick.
I said this exact same thing. Like if Seth brought claims, but this whole Granny hasn't using Granny just because she's different than a lot of people.
Yeah,
In the
tell 'em.
selective nature of using Granny just because she's in Pennsylvania, when there's creators on here that caused a lot of shit,
Tell 'em,
provable, a lot
Nasdaq.
of shit, and have said a lot worse, and they've been avoided with all of this, is very obvious. And one has been making sure she's on a lot of
Okay. The real me too. She's able to be with us. She's been in court all week. Diana, it's nice to see you.
Oh,
My love.
shut
Phil,
up.
Susan, it's nice to see you.
Oh, my
Freaking as being
too forward, too forward, too fast.
just bring my thoughts.
Bring your
to the
thoughts.
platform.
Let's hear
A little
them.
bit. There's only so much that I am
Genius.
going to discuss as being a litigant in the actual filing. Here's the thing: is I've already heard, and people have already started sending me some stuff by one of the Yahoos, basically stating that this couldn't be, and blah 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 this and blah 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 that. This is
Casual art.
Blah, blah, blah this and blah, blah, blah that. Blah, 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 blah. Did you respond in time to the filing?
I'm so sorry you're having a rough time.
Me too.
I hope you feel better. Oh,
well established. I can tell you a lot of people worked around the clock to acquire all the information, catalog all the information, and get a good understanding of what's going on. And
Again,
what
you'll never be able to convince me. On October 10th, this was what she was talking about was their plan. She was dropping hints. We know that.
We know
On
that.
October, they've been working maneuvering actions to Chinese and like bait them and told them skunks lives matter.
out. We all have watched the true crime community go from a good place to a very rotten place to be at times, especially
The audacity. Who's currently on X putting out children's FOIA requests and threatening doxes on people and offering hit pieces and money on people? Who's doing that currently? What was that doxing email? I'm a doxer at gmail.com where you can send if you've been a victim of doxing.
when it comes to avocation. These people have not done this just to Bullhorn Betty, but have done this to multiple creators and multiple people that are
Bullhorn
non-creators
Betty.
or people that support creators and things of that nature.
And every single one of these dumbasses is saying out publicly. Again, I go back to the filing. The filing states that The plaintiffs are engaged. Betty is a plaintiff. BJ is a plaintiff. Hung is a plaintiff. Nick is a plaintiff. Tony is a
In
plaintiff.
the urgent and sensitive task of locating Sebastian Wayne Drake Rogers. No, they're not. They absolutely are not. Let's go back to Betty, and then we'll go ahead and get back to the email.
Or upcoming situations. But then it progressed into the Sebastian Rogers case with the utmost intensity of damaging anybody and everybody looking for this child, but looking for this child that could see or had a differing opinion of them, so much so that they lied under oath and had me thrown in jail. These are things that we all witnessed. This is something that's...
I lied under oath and had Betty thrown in jail. I lied under oath and had Betty thrown in jail. That's what her filing says. She blames me for being the reason she was thrown in jail.
Pretty significant. You threw somebody in jail that committed no crimes over lies, over brigading a law enforcement. And I'm one of many stories. Okay. I'm just one person that underwent this. There are many people that have also been, maybe not to the extent, but let's take Nick the Hat, for example. They took my freedom away from me for 19 hours when I committed no crimes, and they were trying to go after Nick the Hat and have him go back and serve the rest of his sentence. And have
maybe he should if he hasn't learned from the first one. The fuck? Nobody can have you thrown in jail. If you don't commit a crime, you don't go to jail. I can call the cops right now and say Agent 99 has committed X, Y, and Z. Unless they can prove that X, Y, and Z was committed, Agent 99 is not going to jail. Dumbasses. Don't commit the crimes if you don't want to do the time. Look at your face there. Ew.
Violated for
I bet you those bracelets stink.
Parole, literally taking years away from him when he's committed no crimes.
He's committed no crimes. Really? A quick Google search will beg to differ.
This is not YouTube BS.
No, and neither is accusing somebody of RICO, you dumb bitch. So anyway, my attorney yesterday files a precipice to withdraw enter for your collective execution the above referenced matter. Once signed, forward same to my attention for filing with the Office of Judicial Support. So he's basically now forcing Castor and Lasniak to address with the courts that he was improperly placed on this filing. We're not going to sit back and allow you guys to pretend it was a Scrivener's error or it was a simple mishap or it was a simple mistake when you got a 6-hour show over here of all of these stupid-ass plaintiffs hyping up their filing on the basis that Castor is representing them. Right, Julia? Miss, I had a 45-minute conversation. Shut the fuck up.
Although I do not agree with anybody calling Nick's parole to it, that unfed that
I don't give a shit that anybody called.
Real life with real life consequences and talking about taking people's freedoms away because you don't like their commentary. This is a significant situation.
Oh, but we'll go ahead and take away people's freedoms of speech because we don't like their commentary, right? No, it's not. And that's why my attorney put in a precipice to withdraw. Do it the correct way. You're an esteemed colleague of Lasniak's. You know the fucking law. You know the way it works. You're not going to bamboozle fucking 1,000 of us into believing that that was a simple mistake.
But this case emboldened this
demon
network of people that were working together to accomplish these things and hinder
this network of people. I'm so delusional. I take no self-accountability for the fact of the matter that I got myself arrested by harassing the parents and grandparents of a missing child. How's it Granny's ass? Granny's ass. Pickle ass. How's it Granny's fault? I'll wait too. I didn't see anything in their exhibits that proved it was Granny's fault.
There is
right there. It emboldened this network of people. A network of people, like we've watched the team disseminate.
Yeah, with their dockets nonsense.
He didn't write there, and Bruce L. Castor Jr.
You know it.
It's properly cataloged. I can tell you that. It sounds like the attorney.
This case is properly cataloged. No, it wasn't. It was the most improper catalog of anything I've ever seen.
Are ready and willing to go to trial.
Here, listen to that.
Properly cataloged. I can tell you that. It sounds like the attorneys are ready and
the attorneys. Anybody hear a plural in that? The attorneys are ready. Listen to Betty again.
Evidence related to this case that's properly cataloged. I can tell you that. It sounds like the attorneys are ready and willing to go to trial. It sounds like...
are they willing to file a response by a deadline? I don't think so, Toots. I think they pulled all of you gullible little fish right out of the water, and they now left you flipping and flopping on the side of the dry land, begging, you thirsty motherfuckers, for some attention.
This stuff needs to come to an end.
Oh, it sure
And
does,
it
and it
sounds like
sure
there's a lot
will.
of people other than me that are sick and tired of this nonsense.
Yeah, put a 1 in the chat if you're sick and tired of the Enterprise and their nonsense and their daily dockets. I'm tired of it.
These are criminal acts. We've been talking about them for years.
You are a criminal.
And it is unfortunate that all these people can come together for a hate campaign and literally try to ruin people's lives over
Any awareness going on here? Do they have any self-awareness over there?
a case of, you know, avocation. You have a right to
Avocation.
have your opinion about cases. We have our opinion about the case all the time, but you do not have the right to destroy people's life because of your opinion.
Oh, shut the fuck up and show me where my opinion ever destroys somebody's life. I'll tell you your opinion of calling people straight up murderers, of alleging people having affairs. Oh, you sick woman.
You do not have the right to harm somebody's reputation because you don't like them and you want to make up lies about them. This has been going on for years, but this right here, what we're talking
Better you tell me it was a lie when I read off that you had an addiction to cocaine and Xanax? I'm sorry, was it ecstasy? Are you telling me that that was a lie?
about in this particular matter has happened since Sebastian Wayne Drake Rogers went missing. It was emboldened and it was fierce.
Emboldened and fierce because we think Seth Rogers is a shitty motherfucker.
Of hate and disruption and misinformation and disinformation was rampant, and it was all geared toward Seth, which is the one.
Name one thing I've ever said about Seth Rogers that has been disinformation or misinformation. Don't give me my damn opinion back in my face. Tell me what I've ever said that has been harmful to that man's reputation. Bet you can't. BJ, again, this is what we meant warning. We were worried you were in way over your head for a free lawyer for online beef using Miss Child. People try to warn you. It wasn't wise. Yeah.
Person that actually has a confirmed and corroborated alibi with witnesses.
No, he doesn't.
So a lot of people
And he wouldn't be a suspect. He's a self-admitted suspect. Shut up.
that have tried to support the truth have been silenced in very barbaric ways. This is a serious
Barbaric.
lawsuit. People are
Barbaric.
saying they don't have jurisdiction.
Do you know I just heard somebody say the other day that they've never been a victim to anybody on the internet? Somebody who put the most dramatic Lifetime movie scripted declarations in their filing. Do you know I heard that same person say that they've never ever had contact with CPS? Do you know the same motherfucker has never been doxxed on the internet until they filed their name with this frivolous, in my opinion, litigation? But barbaric. You know what's barbaric? Alleged motherfuckers are part of a RICO because you can't stand the fact that I think your hair is fucking fried and you're uglier than a dog's shaved ass. That's barbaric. You want to know what barbaric is?
I don't know if they know the process of federal law, but they have.
You don't even know. You're not even. They're quoting federal law that doesn't even exist, and this is a civil lawsuit. You dumbass. I don't even think they know federal law. We're not in a federal filing. You don't even know what the fuck you signed yourself up to. And you want to commentate on how other people's fucking intelligence level? You dumbass. Listen to her, dumbass. This people are so stupid. I don't even think they know what federal law is.
Truth have been silenced in very barbaric ways. This is a serious lawsuit. People are saying they don't have jurisdiction. I don't know if they know the process of federal law.
Dumbass. Who wants to tell her? Who's going to tell her that Media PA is not federal? Dumbass.
But they have established that, you know? So there are two people from Pennsylvania, and
I will say you all did establish jurisdiction when you signed your name to litigation in Pennsylvania, and I can't wait till each of you from your cozy little filthy fly-trapped homes are requested to travel your fat fucking homebody asses to Pennsylvania and sit in front of a judge and explain why you're such a beta bitch idiot on the internet.
that's Barbecue Lady and Granny's watching that.
It's not federal
Dude.
whatsoever. One bit, but here she goes.
Are the lawsuit, geared the lawsuit toward, including 50 does. There were some.
And every day they're like, oh, we found doe number 2, doe number 3. You better find a motherfucking doe because you're going to owe a lot to me. Look at that. I got rhymes too, Nick.
Those does revealed in the complaint. There are a lot of does that will be revealed over time. clearly the objective here is
And every single person that was identified as a doe, I hope you all get together with me and we countersue the shit out of this RICO organization.
to get the criminal enterprise to stop being a criminal enterprise. What they are doing is wrong. They've
Says the woman currently out on a 20K bond, says the man currently on parole. They want to stop the criminal enterprise. Well, I'll be damned, motherfuckers.
known for a very long
Oh, and let's not forget the suspect of a missing child. So we got the woman out on a 20K bond facing criminal charges for violating not 1, not 2, not 3, but 4 protective orders. We got the man on parole that's not even allowed out of the state of Pennsylvania. And we got the self-admitted suspect in a missing child's case calling other people criminals. Woo, that's rich.
time. What they're doing is criminal. And if you say, no, they don't, well, I can tell you that for quite some time, we've discussed it on this channel, how it is criminal. We've discussed this on this.
You know what's criminal? Coming on the online, not wearing a bra, not wearing pants, and talking about missing child from the comfort of your bed and your smelly ass pajamas. That's criminal.
This channel about how a lot of the stuff I do in person, because by doing it over the internet, it is a crime. Good morning, Seth. Good morning.
Good morning, Seth. You suspect? Good morning.
As a matter of fact, that's a great segue. The stuff that Seth has had to endure.
Who gives a fuck? He's involved in a national missing child's case. He had to endure. What did he have to endure? What did he have to endure? Money in other people's names? It must have been hard trying to hide from disability, according to their good friend over there, Emmy Joe, who stated he stopped searching for his son because disability was watching him. Yeah, that must be hard. As hard as it is to put a bra on.
Is nothing that any parent should have to endure. He's already missing a child. He walked out of work and his whole entire world was flipped upside down.
Oh, meanwhile, it's okay to go at Chris and Katie, right?
It took a lot of work to get to this point, to get to this filing. I am very proud of the people that took a stand against this.
It took a lot of work to get to this filing. Let me tell y'all something. This umbrella company came in to Sebastian Rogers' case in September. Okay? September. By the end of September, they had these idiots putting their signatures on shit they can't even comprehend. You got this one dumbass over here still calling it a federal filing, despite the fact you can find it on the civil website. But yes, you so smart. You conducted the best plan ever, Betty.
Criminal enterprise and what they were doing, not only to me, but to others. And trust me, there's a lot of unnamed victims in this.
I thought it had to do with Sebastian. Now it's about you and your hurt feelings.
Been victims of this enterprise before, and most likely unless it stopped after. What has come on to
that don't even make sense.
Social media under the guise of true crime is not true crime.
Yeah, no shit, like you 40-time arrested fucking piece of shit. Of course. You think calling somebody a dumbass is defamation, you dumbass? Fucking sue me. What a dumbass. Can you guys believe this dumbass came in the chat and said it's defamatory to call somebody a dumbass? What are you, in fucking elementary school? You need some fucking crayons? Make sure you don't eat them, you dumbass. How the hell are you going to sit here and say it is fucking defamatory to call somebody a dumbass? Oh my God. This is the intelligence level, folks. I hope you're part of the intelligence organization because they need you on their side, you dumbass. Really, I hope you got a good I got a good enough lawyer that I got all you motherfuckers scrambling on Twitter, huh? My lawyer's good enough for that. Put some boosts in the chat so this motherfucker can realize how good my attorney is. Get a really good lawyer. I'll tell you what, I don't got a fake lawyer. I didn't put a fake lawyer's name on my filing. I'm not out here boistering that I'm working with the Trump administration when the fact of the matter is you're not even allowed to leave PA. Calls me a dumbass. This defamation. The fact that your username is Love Life and you don't even know the basics of it should be defamatory. But unlike you, I'm not legally in deaf and I understand the fucking laws. Dumbass.
There are true crime channels out there. There are people that want the truth and want the things they're not being told by mainstream media. And I think that I, as well as a few other content creators, provide that.
Betty, you provide nothing but a fucking giggle to anybody with a lick of common sense. Dumbass. I can't even listen to the dumbass anymore. She said it's defamatory to call somebody a dumbass. I feel bad for these people. So anyway, as I was saying before we were so rudely interrupted, my really good attorney filed a precipice. Oh, wait, that's the wrong one. Sorry. Wait a minute. I'm mistaken here. Sorry. This is actually what was stated. Let me get this up. Dear former General Castor, thank you for the response to my communication addressed to you last week. Please find attached a follow-up thereto. We look forward to this issue being cleared up without the need for discovery to ascertain the nature of any mistake or misunderstanding, which we can all make. It is the lack of direct action that is a cause for concern, which you can agree is problematic in light of the allegations that were obviously brought for improper purpose against my client. The talking points by the plaintiffs were calculated, controlled, and serve no legal purpose because they are not based in law, such as Betty stating that this is federal. And do you think Castor would put his name to thought? Yeah, because he did it. I mean, I don't really want to listen out to the rest of this bitch, but pretty sure somewhere in here she states, people think this is about Sebastian Wayne Drake Rogers. It isn't. Let's go over to this other Nimna, and then I'll give you what he said.
Definitely not mine, but
You know, there's like some type of immaturity level when one of their avatars is the same exact avatar of a video game my fucking 12-year-old child plays.
there's somebody.
But none of it, I've read through it, and this won't hold in court what he's done. They're
Right.
gonna laugh at him. They're gonna laugh at him and say, "Well, you're actually
Somebody
meant to have
said
been doing something."
Somebody said read Crabtree's. Did Crabtree write one?
So they're saying what Stephen Fisher put won't hold in court. Yeah, we'll see. Come this week.
Oh my gosh! Really, this is crazy.
Well, they have like 20 days to respond.
I love that you know that there's days to respond by. Hey, Brittany, did your attorneys respond by their 20 days? You guys go ahead and take a, you can't even spell right. The fuck you say? Must be a parrot. You all right? You okay? Take a deep breath, dumbass. You'll be all right. Can you go ahead and take a guess? Do you think they responded in time? Do you think they met their 20-day deadline as Brittany just brought up?
And they're going to file to have it dismissed. It ain't going to work.
No, you don't think
Oh.
They should take those 20 days.
Yeah. To consult with a lawyer, a real
so? To consult with a real lawyer.
one.
Consult with a lawyer, a
Come up,
real one.
12-year-old.
The irony of all of this.
The irony is rich.
There is 2 plaintiffs on this panel, Chase and Crime and allegedly with BJ.
Oh, this is the other plaintiff. Nice to meet you, Chase and Crime. I like the beach.
It's unbelievable to me that this and all it is with this man
I love this.
is he wants to have his name attached to something so bad, so bad.
First off, Matt and Mama, what are you talking about? You support Queen violating Britney's child. The only person violating Britney's child is Britney every single time she goes live in the middle of the night and allows those children to be heard. Secondly, when you jump on panel to help harass your plaintiff, when do I do that, Mitt and Mama? When Britney's live every night going at me, but she's the one seeking the courts for protection because she's so scared. Shut the fuck up. Take your dislike for Queen, go put it in her fucking chat, and leave me the fuck alone. I'm not responsible for Queen. She's not on this litigation, and you don't get to hold anything that Queen did against me. Wake up. It's not the way this works. You know what does work, though? I'll tell you what does work. When you seek out to the courts that you're so terrified for your life, you need their immediate interception because you can't even sleep at night, but then you go live every night running your fucking mouth and face planting a mic. That's going to work out in my favor.
Yeah.
And
A lot of
he's
people
all
talk.
of these attorneys, like, I mean, for God. Trump's
He's
old
threatening him
attorney.
every day.
Here it
His
goes.
attorney's like,
Listen to
I
what
mean,
Brittany
bad,
says here.
so bad.
Listen to what Brittany says here.
Yeah.
And he
Well-
sees all of these attorneys like, I mean, for God.
Listen, I'm not going to clown on you much further, Love Life. Not for me. I grew up in OPKS, best rich city state. I don't even know what you're trying to say. Do you want to come up and talk? You can come up and talk, but you're giving me a headache, okay? What is the best rich city state? What does that even mean? Let's cut it out, all right? Let the adults talk, damn it.
Trump's
He's
old
threatening him
attorney.
every day to
Trump's
sue
old
him
attorney.
to come
Yeah,
after
I mean-
every day on X. It's always, I want them to target me. I want them to come after me.
Why haven't they ran him the dime? Why haven't they?
Yes.
But then on the other flip, on the other side, he keeps saying focus on Sebastian only.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, right.
It's all about his image. He's
That's-
trying. See,
Yeah.
if he can get these attorneys to go after him, no bad publicity is still publicity.
You
And
think so, Brittany? Did you do this for publicity purposes? Because it's going to backfire in your face the minute I decide to have a press conference.
I think
Right.
that, you know what I mean? He's wanting to get his name out in the headlines as a private investigator. So
He's
people-
fixing to get his name.
If you think for 1 second Stephen Fisher needs to get his name in the headlines over this, no, that's you and your cohorts.
Name in headlights.
Hang on, he actually states it in here. Hang on, he actually states it on the bottom of this. Moreover, this meritless legal
I
filing
can.
appears to be nothing more than a publicity stunt orchestrated by a parolee.
That's exactly what it was. Tucked on a beat, Pope. Man down, call an ambulance because they failed to meet their RICO.
Yeah,
Hey,
An
right.
unemployed reality TV figure.
You can't even spit it out as you sit on an unemployed fucking nobody's panel, bitch.
Dog, whose career has long since faded. This is his conclusion on why it should be. They're now resorting with the help of publicity-seeking lawyers to gain the public's attention at the expense of a missing boy. Such conduct.
I love that they find this so funny. Oh, sorry.
I love that they said Trump's former attorney.
Volume's turned down. Here you go.
Trump's
Pay
former
attention to what's
attorney.
upcoming.
Is not only
Jesus.
improper, but an abuse of the legal system. It
Damn right it was. Stephen Fisher was on point with that one. Shout out to SF.
must not be allowed to proceed under the guise of legitimate legal action. For these reasons, the motion for injunction relief should be denied in its entirety.
And it just made
Does
Well,
this
he just
man-
doxed himself. He just doxed himself on here.
Does this man not realize that these attorneys are not going to take on this case if they didn't have?
Right?
You guys hear that? Listen to the brightness coming out of this one. Let's put on closed caption. Maybe they can catch her.
Doxed himself. He just doxed himself on here.
Does-
And so did Brittany Jackson. She doxed herself too when she filed her name to this litigation. Ran them the dime.
Does this man not realize that these attorneys are not going to take on this case if they didn't have
Right?
like?
They're
come
trying
on.
to put out that like this is
All right, so let's go on over and see if these attorneys did put their names on this case. Or I don't think so. So this is what my attorney responds. Dear former General Castor, impeccable representation. Kindly note, the former positions you held were not the reason for my belief in your inclusion in this baseless lawsuit was beyond the pale. Positions held or formerly held are given respect until shown otherwise. Wow. Let's drop a bomb on that one. Oh, I'll check. Hold on. Cheesy. Where is she? She even still in here? Why bully you? Because you're a liar. Nobody's bullying you. What do you want to be, Joe Doe 53? What are you talking about being bullied? You entered a chat room coming at the host and you expect the chat to welcome you? Like, are you serious? You can't. Yeah, that's the real her. And I can't help but notice most of your comments are against B. Tim and Queen B. B. Tim, do you sleep? Yeah. Stop harassing QB. I saw you using her content. Beware of a strike. Oh, yeah, you're okay. You'll be all right. That's really her. What a shame for her. All right. Anyway, as I was reading, positions held or formerly held are given respect until shown otherwise. For example, how much respect was given to Kids for Cash judges prior to arrest? No difference is the fact that my legal lineage consists of a United States attorney for a certain district, a Commonwealth prosecutor, and an esteemed judge, deceased. Two of the aforementioned were referenced by the Philadelphia Bar Association as legends of the Philadelphia Bar. Their connotations, not mine. This in and of itself does not make my reputation, nor does the fact of my being a former law clerk. One can only do their best to uphold the highest standards we all strive to embody while zealously representing our clients. When a mistake occurs, one has a duty to remedy the action and advise clients or potential clients of this mistake or misunderstanding so they do not continue to operate under this mistaken or misunderstood guise. We can all agree there too. You know, like what Brittany just said over here. Do you think these two attorneys? I don't make a lot and have to someone I thought was a friend. I don't know what's going on, Mitten Mama, but I know the same way you came in hurling accusations at me, it's the same way the chat is responding to you. It's not very nice, is it? It's not a clone dynamite. I already checked it. We're not going to block her. She's welcome to speak. We don't take away freedom of speech for stupidity over here. Yes, you are correct. Your signature does not appear on the preliminary injunction and initial complaint in the above referenced matter. However, a filing only requires the signature of one attorney for filing. Moreover, an entry of appearance is not necessary if one plans to enter under a separate filing. Of course, that does not happen and is noted. The appearance of representation is the issue. Here, it appears you were placed on the filings because you were representing Dwayne Chapman in an unrelated matter. It would suffice this fact is not enough to include you on a filing, especially one that does not distinguish you as only represent one plaintiff, if at all. Your inclusion went beyond a mistake or a misunderstanding. For example, a press release. What is Mitten Mama? Mitten Mama, do you want a link? What are you talking about? I have no idea what your problem is. I mean, we're trying to have adults conversation. Again, if you have a personal vendetta with Queen, go take it up with her. This is about RICO and your moronic person you support, Brittany, having the audacity to sit there night after night going at me. And then you thinking if I go on a panel and laugh, I saw it was sent. QB made out stole money when it's her. What? Okay. She scammed some of Queen's people. I have no idea what's even happening. All right. So your inclusion went beyond a mistake or a misunderstanding. For example, a press release, which we showed you all. Remember this over here? It says that legal counsel for the plaintiffs includes attorney Joseph P. Lesniak and Bruce L. Castor. So it went far beyond that. Then we go down here. The purpose and lack of clarification is cause for concern because much like the drivel spewed on those pages, your inclusion, by your words, through no fault of your own, appears to have had the purpose of ginning up the validity of the filings when of course there is none. In fact, one plaintiff claimed at least one of the emails from you attached to my previous correspondence was fake. This statement, while incredulous, insinuated you were her attorney, whether entered or not. Hopefully you see the problematic nature here too. And making the request for leave to amend the complaint. Making the request to leave to amend the complaint, no such potential amended complaint was attached, which via simple footnote could reference an inadvertence, mistake, or misunderstanding of making it appear you were involved in this litigation. We seek further resolution, any response to the pending motions that are due this date, as the deadline to respond fell on a weekend. If this does not occur, then in discovery, we will certainly need to pursue these issues, especially because your inclusion, in our opinion, mistaken or otherwise, gives the appearance of impropriety, which adds to the improper purpose of this current action. We know you would not bring such an action or be involved in such an action, especially when it can be shown that the filings were not, under our belief, drafted by Attorney Lesniak, but at least one of his clients, based on our review of this individual's other requests. So what he's saying there, oh, Love Life came up. Hi, Love Life. You got to mute me in the background. Life. We'll wait for her to hear. She has to mute us. Hi, Love Life. I'm just waiting for her to mute.
Good morning.
Good morning. How are you?
Good morning.
Good morning. Can you hear me?
Hi. My problem is I'm not a troll. I'm not nobody special, but I shouldn't have to come on YouTube and listen to a bunch of people discriminate against children of autistic. I shouldn't have to listen to SF discriminate against other YouTube people. I have an autistic daughter. I have.
Okay.
She's 22 years old. I have to spend the rest of my life putting money aside to take care of my daughter.
Ma'am,
and then you guys want to come up here and discriminate against humans.
Ma'am, how is anybody discriminating against autism? Can you got to mute your YouTube, please. Mute YouTube in the background. She doesn't hear us. Love Life. Love Life, you have to mute YouTube in the background. You have to turn it down. If you don't do that, we can't hear you. Did you get it? There you go.
Yeah, I got you on my TV.
Okay. If you just turn that down, we can hear you.
How about calling people dumbasses?
Well, I think they're dumbasses.
How do you know somebody's dumb? How do you know I don't have a bachelor's degree in psychology?
Because, well,
how do you know anybody's dumb? Who's a dumbass? How do you know they're dumbasses?
Because it's obvious, ma'am, and what they're saying that they're dumbasses. Why are you so personally insulted that Betty's a dumbass? Can we get back to the discrimination part? How the fuck is anybody discriminating against autism? Respectfully, how? Like, I'm sorry you have a rough life having an autistic child, but nobody's discriminating against autism. All right, turn your YouTube volume up a little bit. You'll be able to hear me.
I used to never wear Skims change that. I fix everybody underwear. His name's Buttery. Fix everybody underwear.
I don't know.
Well, anyway, I came up. I'm not shy to come up. I just feel like you should have a little bit of respect. If you're granny, then have a little respect for individuals
but
that have to worry about their disabled children after they die.
Love Life. I am sorry that you have to experience that, but do you realize
I thought you were a pretty cool chick.
I am. Do you realize I'm being accused of an egregious crime that I did not commit?
You're a pretty cool chick. I am. I don't know. I hear you defining people as dumbasses over and over and over and over and over again.
Did you hear Betty refer to autism as defective? We got to wait for her to catch up, guys. Hold on.
Hey, I can't help what Betty says, but you can help what you say.
Well, I'm going to continue to call Betty a dumbass. It's the nicest thing I can come up with.
Well, you just have to know that if you're already in legal trouble, that defamation is a pretty hefty
That's not that's not defamatory, Love Life.
Legal bill.
I'm already paying this legal bill. It's already hefty because of a dumbass. It's not defamatory.
I've heard you're in trouble. I heard you're going to RICO. I've been watching you, and today, hearing you as a parent calling somebody a dumbass is just not respectable. It's just not.
Okay, I'm sorry you feel that way. Thank you for your opinion.
And I'm not saying Betty is the brightest human in the box.
Oh my God, that's defamatory. I can't believe you would say that. Love Life, that's not nice. You called her dumb.
It's not very nice. No, it's not. I try to be very respectful. I don't curse. I have a 22-year-old daughter. But
she's gonna sue you for defamation.
I don't watch Betty.
Oh, well, we agree that
because I don't respect her.
Well, I like you for that, but we agree she's not the brightest bulb. I won't call her dumbass anymore. I'll say she's not the brightest bulb. Is that okay?
I think she's not the brightest person on YouTube or X or whatever she's on. I think that she is an attention getter, but I like you.
I like you too. I do. I think we can start over and
I'm
be
just
friends.
trying to come up on your panel and ask you to help. I want to come back.
All right. We'll start over. I apologize for saying dumbass. Will you forgive me and start over?
Of course I can forgive you. You know, I'm a God-fearing person.
Amen to that. Well,
and if you're granny,
yes,
I'm a
ma'am.
granny too.
Aw,
I
congratulations.
got a year-old grandbaby. And listen,
Oh, how beautiful.
I have you on my TV, and he has to hear you, and I like hearing you too. And I like it. I respect what you have to say most of the time. But today, you're on a roll.
Okay, I'll watch my language for the grandbaby, okay? I'm sorry about that.
You're cool. You're cool. Thanks for letting me up on your live, and I hope that this helps some of your people in your chat understand. You know, I have a bachelor's degree. It's not in psychology, but I'm not the dumbest box of rocks.
Amen to that. All right, so we'll start anew. Thank you, Love Life, for coming up. All right, I'm going to drop you down.
So, you know, I know you want to grow your channel, and I want to put a thumbs up next to you, and I want to stay subscribed. And please, just and
all right.
Maybe we can find a better word for bullhorn Betty.
Yeah, I agree with that. All right, Love Life. I apologize.
Blowhorn Betty.
Yeah, we'll call her bull ass. Thank you so much. I'm going to remove you because the echo in the background. If you want to turn off YouTube and come back, I'd like to have you, but the echo's too much. All right. Hey, Green Eyed. Hey, Mitten Mama.
Is saying Mitten Mama. I was in the bushes, and it's like, hey, Mitten Mama, why are you doing this? And I'm like, what are you guys talking about? I'm like reading chat. So anyways, I don't know who that was, but that was not me, Granny. I don't know why people were thinking that was me. So that's all I wanted to do was come up, and this is me. I don't know who that was, who you just booted.
Wait a minute. So, Mitten Mama, you're speaking right now. That wasn't you in the chat, is what you're saying?
I just now came in the chat and said, hey guys, why do you guys think it's me? And then I said, never mind, let me grab StreamYard. And I came up like literally 2 minutes ago.
Well, because when I click your name, it has all your previous comments, so it didn't seem like an odd account. Vanessa, you can turn off your camera if you want to.
I just literally woke up like literally 2 minutes ago, and I said, hey guys, why are you guys saying that's me? And then I grabbed StreamYard. I put 2 comments in this morning.
Okay, so all right. So if you comment now, I can click your name and I can figure out which one is you and which one's an alt.
Yes, I have Mitten Mama 1 is the handle to mine, and then the other, my backup channel says Mittens Potluck, and that says Mitten Mama 2.
Oh, your mic is horrible, Vanessa. Okay, so it wasn't the real Mitten Mama.
I can't even handle this, you guys. I don't even go on anymore, and people, I get screenshots all day long.
Somebody's audio is horrible.
It's probably mine.
That's okay. But so wait, because when I clicked it, it was your channel though, Mitten Mama.
I just woke up right now. Just 2 seconds.
Okay, if you add another comment, I'll be able to click your name, figure out which one is you, and then block the clone.
I will do it right now.
Okay, that sounds perfect then. I can figure it out. I'm sorry about that.
I don't even, what happened that everybody was saying, Mitten Mama, why are you doing this?
Well, you can't, the Mitten Mama account came in talking shit, first off.
What was it saying?
That Brittany's a victim and I helped Queen Bee go after Brittany's kid or something stupid.
Oh my God in heaven, stop. They
Hey,
thought
Granny.
that everybody thought I was in Bullhorn Betty's chat the other day too.
Oh, that's weird. All right, so
it's gross. It's
you're
what
definitely
it is.
being cloned.
I'll go down and I'll comment right now.
Okay, Mitten Mama, thank you for explaining it.
You're welcome. Bye-bye.
Bye. Hey, Green
Hey,
Eye.
Granny. Can you hear me?
I can.
Okay. So, I wanted to tell you something.
Yes, ma'am.
I'm a Christian. I'm not pushing religion or anything, but I do have a problem with Bullhorn Betty and Brittany, who are always saying they're praying and they're doing this and they're Christians. Well, Christians don't judge, and they don't judge and complain, and they're not evil, and most of the time they're loving, and they would see 2 sides of a coin.
Mm-hmm.
They are not projecting themselves as Christians, in my opinion. They would not put themselves in this position if they read their Bibles. I'm not a Bible thumper. What I'm saying is they are saying that they're Christians. There's big, Betty goes to church. I'm sure her preacher is saying, this is incorrect. If you're gonna say you're a Christian, then walk the walk. I'm tired of her trying to use religion.
Amen.
I feel like she's trying to hide behind the cloak for views and clicks. Oh, we're praying for everybody. You need to pray for yourself, Brittany.
Yeah, Brittany, pray for yourself, ma'am.
She keeps saying, oh, well, yeah, I'm a Christian. Well, you don't bridle your tongue. You judge everyone, including Granny, everybody else. You should not have yourself in some lawsuit, because in the Bible, it doesn't say that. Obviously, Brittany, you have not read the Bible, and I know Bullhorn, Blowhorn, whatever you call it, has not either. I'm not perfect. No one is perfect, but you should not continuously, night after night, Brittany and Betty, continuously judge judge, and make fun of, and call yourself a Christian or even a good person. Move on. There's nothing new in this case. There are
Yeah.
other children. There are other children that need attention that are missing. But you call yourself a Christian, Brittany. Last night, she was laughing at what Hung was saying. It's despicable. And like I said, I'm not pushing religion. But if you're going to call yourself a Christian, walk the walk. You too, Betty.
Oh, okay. Sorry, I missed you. Sorry, I got up to feed Nelly. All right, I apologize. Thank you, Green Eyed. Thank you. They're certainly not having people run to the church for them. I apologize about that. All right, so I'm back. Back to what I was saying about, and we lost a lot of viewers between you guys. Woo, I'll tell you. All right, thank you to those of you who stuck by. I do appreciate that. Oh, that was difficult. I don't know, Pickle. I don't know. I really confused, but we're back. So, and then it was brought to my attention that Nick made a posty post, and I'm going to present you all with this posty post because I, for one, don't appreciate it. And it was this one. So I can't help but notice, Nick, neither could my attorney, that Castor there decided it was okay to forward my attorney's email to him, to you. See where it says forward right here? This is my attorney's email that was forwarded to Nick. Now, I don't know if that's like proper, right? Like, I don't know if anything could be done about that, but it certainly shows it's going to make an interesting deposition. I'll say that. So what we have here is Nick's little Fifi's got hurt and he blocked out 90% of this communication, which I'm not quite sure why you did that. Matter of fact, should we all go say this is fake like they did to us? Yeah, please. That's because the church will burn up. Yay! Thank you, Sammy. I don't know, uninvited, but I do appreciate all of you. That's not very professional, is it, Sam? And thank you, Kimberly, and thank you so much, Beach Life. I really appreciate you for the swear jar. I do have to wash my mouth. There's nothing to defend Hung about. So he puts this up, and this is his proof of what? I don't know. Blank, 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 blank. I remember how this happened. You did not steal my identity, and I will tell anyone who asks that I'm still your lawyer and I am Dog's lawyer, just not for this case. Well, that's really weird and interesting he says that because in all actuality, he only ever acknowledged being Dog's attorney. He never said I'm Nick's attorney, only Dog's attorney. But that's all right. Again, I don't know if it's like illegal necessarily to forward emails. You're not a client. You're actually not his plaintiff in this case. But he goes on to say, people kept bothering me. Now, I like how it says this email and its attachments are for the personal and confidential use of the named recipient. Nick, you weren't a recipient of my email. I don't even think you're supposed to have this email, but that's all right. But that's all right. We'll go ahead and pretend that didn't happen because it'll all come out in the wash for sure. So you did not steal my identity, and I will tell anyone who asks, I'm still your lawyer, and I'm Dog's lawyer, just not for this case. Well, you didn't tell anybody that. Again, you only mentioned Dog. Let's go on to see why Nick put that. Who's saying stolen identities? I'm assuming it came from this. Oh, it's this one. I do find it interesting that Castor's Twitter went down. X went down. Well, there's that. So SF wrote, Bruce Castor has formally informed Joseph Lasniak that his name was fraudulently used in connection with the lawsuit. Castor stated unequivocally that none of the plaintiffs, including Hong and Nick, are his clients. He clarified that he only represents Dog in a single matter in Texas. This is all true. Castor has demanded that Lasniak notify all plaintiffs and parties involved in this suit and inform the court about this misrepresentation. Lasniak is now obligated on behalf of Hong and Nick to notify the court that they falsely claimed Bruce Castor as their counsel when in fact he was not. Castor also confirmed he had no knowledge of the injunction or complaint filed. This constitutes fraud upon the court. Furthermore, every plaintiff who signed a verification is now liable as they swore under oath to statements without even having a retainer agreement with Castor. Hong knows it's all over and he's just burning it down before he goes to all the suckers that believed him. It's over. I am further pressing the complaints against Lasniak and Castor. Watch Hong spin 100 plus tweets per hour. So Nick takes that and emails Castor, but nobody said that you stole his identity. Does anybody see an identity was stolen? That's not the allegation. So the fact, why would you misrepresent that to Castor? That's a big oop, isn't it, DTOS? That's a big whoopsie daisy. I know, Tara, that was bad. They were dropping like flies. You guys really chased them away. No, there's nothing about stealing identity. So then Nick goes and puts that up. And then SF takes it and responds. But that, yeah, right? Just not this case. These 4 words mean there is no attorney-client privilege, which means Castor can be deposed and will be the first deposition I notice. To be clear, there are additional emails from Castor that are devastating to each plaintiff. Every communication between any plaintiff and Castor is discoverable. Additionally, the paralegal, Julia, who reportedly spoke with a plaintiff for 45 minutes within the past week, is also subject to deposition. Lasniak will likely become a standalone defendant and will either need to withdraw or face forced withdrawal by the Pennsylvania bar. This will leave the plaintiffs without counsel, leaving each plaintiff needing to hire counsel to defend against the countersuits. The Pennsylvania bar is aware, and the situation is far more serious for the plaintiffs than they seem to realize. Wait till they truly realize what is coming. Each of the plaintiffs exploited Sebastian. Fuck around, find out, RICO fail. So let me go ahead, and I'm going to show you guys something. I didn't do this before. Well, I kind of did, but I'm going to show you guys even further now. Well, because I can. So there was a lot of questions, right? They were saying that we forged those emails with Castor, that we made them up, that they didn't exist. Well, let me just go ahead and pull it up for you all. I guess it'd be over here. Oh, there it is. All right, hold on. Here we go. Let's go over here. See below response from Attorney Castor to the motion to dismiss. Here's Bruce Castor. From Bruce Castor. You guys see it? Put a 1 in the chat if you see it. If you see where it literally says from Bruce Castor. Well, maybe he'll be deposed. Thank you, Jinx. La Mala can see it. Crazy Girl sees it. All right, lots of ones coming through. We can see it. So that's Bruce Castor's email. What does it say here? It states, please note that I am not involved in this case and any indication otherwise is in error. Mr. Lasniak is the plaintiff's counsel. I represent Mr. Chapman in a matter in Texas only. Does he mention Nick there? Anybody see Nick's name? It's small. Let me see if I can make it bigger. Is that better? I don't see Nick's name. I see it. I represent Mr. Chapman in a matter in Texas only. Evidently, that caused some confusion. If I was not clear about that sooner in the progress of this case, I regret that. There is no need to copy me on any correspondence. Thank you and have a good holiday. Regards, Bruce Castor from Fan Devine, Hartshorn, Levin, and Ledium. Yeah, I mean, really, it had nothing. It was my attorney that did all of this, but. Oh, thank you, Sammy. That is pretty embarrassing. Remember, they ran around saying that we fabricated these emails. This is straight from my email. Like, again, I type in Bruce Castor. I'm going to go down here, and that's where it is. It's Bruce Castor. Well, and here's the thing. When they say that Castor, he didn't have his signature, doesn't matter. By law, you only have to have one representing signature. For example, I had one attorney sign in as representing me, my other attorney, and they didn't both enter their appearance. And then when they turned around and I had them withdraw because I had a new attorney, the other attorney put in a precipice for withdrawal, not the one that put in his appearance. So you don't have to have both attorneys listed. So that's all just BS. Good morning, Gucci. YT Inspector Gadget isn't what illegal? Maybe. But we can all see that clearly, right? That was clear as day. We got to watch our language for our love and life friend, the Bachelor. So let's go back over here. And this, folks, is how the reverse Uno starts. SF, you're a rock star. Well, respectfully, J-Dub, it wasn't SF that did it. I mean, it was my attorney, but, it is how the reverse Uno starts for sure. The fact that he's handing my emails out, perhaps. Hey, Titanium. Nick really thought he did something with that email. Yeah, you just made sure that he's now deposed. Because, again, the fact remains that he's sending you my attorney privilege. Like, again, I'm not an attorney. I don't know if it's illegal per se. But I do know that he forwarded Nick the email that was sent from my attorney. But yet, on Nick's filing, he writes that SF is the one that's bothering Castor. We will continue to bother Castor until he officially and properly goes ahead and withdraws his name. It's privileged with me because I'm the client. I have the right to throw away my client privilege. They don't have a right to be involved in my client privilege. Matter of fact, I personally find it very unsettling that Castor is forwarding my attorney's emails to a fellow plaintiff. And I'm not sure if maybe the courts will feel the same way, but it doesn't feel right. Does it sit right with any of you? Just doesn't sit right with me. Oh, so it is okay for them to forward it, but their communications are not privileged. A lot of game playing. It's weird, right? So basically what that means is now that Nick had opened up and showed everybody that he's in communications with Castor, we can depose for these communications. Bruce L. Castor to Nick. Nick docks out his phone number, but he blocks out his email. I remember how this happened. You did not steal. So now Castor's saying here, I wonder what my attorney thinks of this. So Castor's saying here that he remembers how this happens, yet in emails to everybody else, he's claiming he wasn't even aware. Isn't that a bit of a problem? Oh, he absolutely can put pressure on Castor. It shows more ties between them, further proof this wasn't a mistake. That's how I feel. Like, it kind of shows that they're in a little more communication than they let on. Seems sus to me as well. I wonder if 60 some of Betty subs will call Castor. Nobody should call Castor, I'll tell you that. It's not his fault. Oh, well, it kind of is his fault because he didn't clear it up. Hey, UA.
Hey, yeah, there's gotta be. I'm looking at like the code of like professional ethics. I don't know if would seem to govern that. I wouldn't find that would be appropriate to forward emails and communications. Just he's saying he's not representing that client, so and lawyers shouldn't. He's a known party to the case and not representing him clearly. So. In the cause of action, so that's completely improper. But
well, no, now he'll just be deposed up to good. Like now he just opened. They don't have client privilege because
right.
Nick is not his client.
Right. Yeah, and he's made that clear. So
I did, Kim. My lawyer's the one that just told me.
It's pretty interesting. It would be pretty interesting to see what they've been communicating about related to this case, but
well, I'll come out for sure. Hey, Boo. Try and put a sentence together. Yeah. The first sentence you should put together is that they lied. They lied to, again, let's go over here.
This is not a joke. It absolutely is not a joke.
It's not a joke, huh? Not a joke, huh?
Look how
it's yes.
Look, this is the other plaintiff chasing crime. Listen to her. This is her. I don't even know this.
1000% serious, and these attorneys are legit. It's
yes.
Bruce.
And these attorneys are legit. They're legit not representing you. They're legit not representing you. What email, Kenneth? Sorry.
Castor. Google them. Look them up first.
There we go.
Not another plaintiff on BJ's panel saying to look Bruce Castor up like he represents them or something.
Oh, yep, sure is.
Not another plaintiff of the name of Chasing Crime telling people to look up Bruce Castor like they represent them. That couldn't be the case, could it?
It sure could
Not
be.
the same Bruce Castor that last night BJ had to admit that doesn't represent them. No way. Couldn't be.
Thomas.
Listen to this.
Oh, did you? Is that which one's Thomas?
Scotty the Hottie.
Thomas, your name's Scotty.
Who was still asking for screenshots? Please consider it over. BJ still having her mom screenshot her chat during lives for court. That doesn't, your screenshots don't mean nothing, you weirdo. Waste your time. Get a fucking attorney at this, man. Yeah, Feisty Nana, we're going to find out.
Do you not remember Chasing Crime's the one that came up on QB's like sauced to the 3 sheets to the wind that night?
I know you guys always say that, but I never watched it. I have no idea.
Oh, it's a funny clip.
I wonder if she got sauced because she had to realize that she done fucked up.
No, she likes that was before. That's her probably normal. That's her baseline.
He's aware, Terry. I'm talking to him right now. He's the one that said it's not illegal, but it's not client privileged.
It's just violent.
Hey, Lauren.
Unethical.
Oh, she did big time seen it for myself. That's so stupid. That's so stupid. It doesn't even matter. Whatever. She's waste of time. I don't know why they don't realize they're done.
Her when she said
On this case, if they didn't have
right there.
Right?
Right?
They're
Come
trying
on.
to
I
put
know.
out that like this is not a joke. It absolutely
No.
is not a joke.
I love
It's
this.
1000% serious, and these attorneys are legit. It's
Yes.
Bruce Castor. Google him. Look him up first.
Yes, exactly. Keep poking that bear.
Don't
Keep
mind if we
poking it.
do.
Right?
See what's gonna happen.
All right, we're
Yeah.
poking.
What bear reality? What fucking bear reality?
It's gonna be fun.
Rowdy says it's going to be fun. You know what's going to be fun? I can tell you what's going to be fun. I'm going to have a lot of fun. A lot of fun. I'm going to have a lot of fun when I see this all the way through to a countersuit on you.
I
Nope.
say just leave them be. Let them hang themselves.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, hey, we're going to
Yep.
hang ourselves.
Because
Yeah,
that's what's
I
going to happen.
Because that's what's going to
Yep.
happen. Says the woman that put such dramatic declarations that she can't sleep, but you fall asleep on your stream every night between 3 and 6 a.m. Hey, BJ, when you speak crap about Granny every night, you're going to get comments from viewers who don't like it. Granny doesn't control us like you're cold over there. Boom. You can't hold that against me. Right. Bruce Castor. Thank you. Get the memo. These people are annoying. So annoying.
That's like the same thing that was their talking points when they first like filed it. They're like, Google Google our attorneys to try and intimidate,
Right.
people into thinking that if he signs on it must be legitimate,
That's exactly what we're proving. That's exactly why we're fighting it. It's exactly why my attorney's putting his boot on them to fix it in the courtroom. You don't get to do it just by putting in an amendment that wasn't even properly filed. And that's the only reason they put in an amendment, because we saw where Nick even said to Queen Bee that At Night has no plans on suing you. We were just looking to get a reaction out of somebody. What was the reaction out of? Castor? Who were you trying to get a reaction out of? Because it didn't work. I checked in her live last night, and by that point, her mods were putting in chat, all comments related to the lawsuit will be deleted. Love that.
Hey, Brittany,
not-
Nana said that she dropped by accident. She needs the link.
All right, there you go.
I wonder if Nana
Yeah,
and
I'm-
Rowdy.
I've got to
Right.
drop actually because I got to make sure my kids are in bed because we got to get
Okay,
up
well,
early.
thank you for
But I thought
coming
I'd
up,
get on
Red.
here.
I think I got that.
Let me tell you this right now. If you think that you're going to be able to take a screenshot into the Pennsylvania courtrooms and allege it to be me, when I can prove without an iota of a doubt that I've never entered your fucking chat box, ever. BJ never has any of her mods confirm as GW when GW allegedly is going and saying awful things, and you respond, BJ, for money. Sure, you're not sending those comments up. Offer links like GW just did, BJ. Is she claiming that I'm coming in her chat?
I
She
don't
better not be.
I can never tolerate her for an entire life. So
I mean, that will be added into my counter. Don't you dare. Classic NC move, DTOS. Absolutely. Lita B, thank you. I'm trying to give them hell. I got a good attorney that's ready to put it up. And saying Granny is sending people won't work either. No, it's an open fucking chat. You're public. You're public. You don't want people commenting. Don't be publicly live. There are clones coming in, and she rarely says it straight as a clone. Right, because she wants money from it. Which reminds me, if you haven't, hit the thumbs up. What an asshole.
You're welcome. Yeah, I didn't know if you were going to see my message, and I was like, man, I got to tell y'all about this now.
Yeah, he's been going crazy all day, man. He can't.
I know.
And he's giving these people you ought to be ashamed of yourself.
Listen to
telling these
this.
people not to take this shit serious. Like,
Yeah,
excuse my
that's
French,
not.
Ah, how serious is it now? 2 deadlines have surpassed. We're putting our foot on Castor's neck to legally put in that he is not representing you all, which means you are down to 1 attorney for 11 plaintiffs. You got your co-plaintiffs are spurging out on fucking X. Who didn't take this shit seriously, Brittany? Did they really think that this frivolous filing of crackpot ramblings was going to hold up in a court of law, and that you were going to make the baseless accusation that I involved in a RICO, and it was going to be done anything but taken lightly? It don't even make no damn sense. And you don't even take it seriously because you don't shut the fuck up about me. Excuse my language, love life. But you don't even shut up about me. Yes. It stated he's never been involved. You want me to revisit it really quick? I can.
Clearly, they never watched, like, Lesniak's never watched one of your streams when you're on a roll, Granny, because he would have known that, or
he chose the wrong one.
He picked the wrong, like, the wrong one to mess with, you know?
This was Castor's response. Dear Mr., thank you for your email. I have nothing to do with this case. I represent Mr. Chapman in another matter in the state of Texas. I never entered an appearance nor signed a pleading. My understanding was that an amended complaint was filed that did not have my name on it. Any hint of my participation was a simple mistake on Mr. Lesniak's part. While I continue to enjoy a cordial relationship with him, that might change if he does not take steps to ensure I am no longer bothered with this. As you allude to, I take great care to guard my reputation acquired over 40 years at the bar. I very much like being able to appear anywhere in the Commonwealth and, indeed, around the nation and receive respect and credibility. Anything affecting that upsets me very much. If I need to come to court in Delco and repeat all this, I will do so. Otherwise, you may show this email to any judge you wish. Even an esteemed former colleague of mine and representing the Commonwealth, such as Mr. Lesniak, is capable of making a mistake. That is all my purported involvement is. I regret any inconvenience this may have put you to. Because the fact of the matter is, being involved in such a frivolous lawsuit such as this harms his reputation. That's what he's saying in that one part.
Yeah.
Where he says, I very much like being able to appear anywhere in the Commonwealth and indeed around the nation, receive respect and credibility. He knows that this filing affects that.
Exactly.
Tired of these people, man.
And anybody worth their weight, like worth their, you know, anything in any type of law would have never even taken this case on to begin with. I mean, I don't even.
Well, like my attorney pointed out, it's very similar to other filings, and he has made it very clear through two, not one, but two correspondents that he believes that this was even written by Lesniak. And Barbecue's attorney stated the same thing.
Yeah.
I mean, it's, it's clear.
They sold these people a dream of, hey, sign on the dotted line, come up with your, or have a friend help you write your, affidavit, and then you'll get something out of it. They don't realize there's consequences to going, frivolous lawsuits.
Yeah, it's called the SLAP, anti-SLAP. And luckily that was just updated. Silly, but I must ask, has it been confirmed these new statements are from Castor himself? Yeah, it's his email. It's his email correspondence with my attorneys. Absolutely from Castor. There's no dancing around it. It's absolutely Castor. Because he was told that when they put in that amendment that they didn't do correctly, if I may add, which my attorney also pointed out, that by removing his name off of it when putting in that amendment that they didn't do correctly, that was sufficient enough. It would be if we were okay with accepting that, but we're not. Because at the end of the day, they use Castor's names to do things such as what I'm showing on the screen right now, to bolster their claims of the validity of their filing. When the matter is the man was not involved. No attorney worth their salt would be involved in this. None.
And that also caused them to get attention, like from the and I, would bring this up. This is like caused them to gain media attention, which thereby also further damaged your caused extra damages by then putting it out in the media that this was even being brought against you in the first place.
Yeah, well, the media didn't repeat the word RICO because they knew better.
Well, just by, even mentioning that this was, being alleged. I mean, like, I think
Right. That's the whole basis of our claim. Like, you can't just accuse people of RICO with an injunction and get away with it. It's not happening. Like, nobody's letting this go. I'm not going to let this go. I'm going to see it all the way through. I got an attorney that's ready and willing, as he stated the other day. The fight for justice has just begun, and we're not taking this easily. We're not taking this laying down. We're not going to do anything but fight back to clear my name from the public humiliation they set forth when they decided it was okay to make such a baseless and lawless claim against me. Fuck out of here.
Someone wants you to explain what slap, like an anti-slap is.
Who the hell asked that? I explained that 1,000 times.
Elaborate what it is, but in comments.
A slap is a lawsuit filed against public participation. That's exactly what this was. This was a filing done to silence our public participation. And when a lawsuit is brought solely for those purposes, it's improper service, improper misuse of the courts, and they made a law against it. Maybe Mr. Castor isn't publicly coming out to address this issue because he doesn't want to call any attention to it. No, he doesn't have to publicly come out and do anything. He has to do it via the courts. And that's what we're going to make sure it gets done. It's going to be done via the courts. If Lasnik's not able to take a case to federal court like they tried to do in the beginning, I feel like they used Castor for that purpose as well, as he can do federal cases. They had the jurisdiction by naming all of us that are in different locations that if they wanted this to go to federal court, they could have done that in the beginning. This would have never held up in a federal court, so they didn't even place it in federal. But we certainly do have, let me pull that up really quick. Hold on. We certainly do have some very interesting statements from no other than Nick regarding this. Oh, hold on.
I love how he redacted like 90% of that email, pretty much.
Yeah, because it probably says nobody even accused him of stealing his identity, so nobody did that. But let's listen to Nick on October 20th.
Yeah, right now you guys are seeing the first round of litigation that just went out. I guess that's our first shots fired. It's the first of many.
Well,
Again,
you
we are
missed.
filing 10 lawsuits in 10 different states with the intent to combine them all together and make them federal.
See, that right there is where he lied. You don't file 10 lawsuits in 10 different states, then combine them together and make them federal.
No.
You start off federal, having
Federal.
that jurisdiction. He's a liar.
He
He's a
probably
liar.
doesn't know that. He should have read more books behind bars, I guess.
What an idiot.
Enough is enough. This is about cyberbullying that has deterred the case, and I can see that more bullies are coming on board. I welcome you to submit your motions with the court. They would love to hear from you. Trust me, it'll make our jobs easier too. So go ahead and file that. Be sure to follow the procedures and whatnot. I would consult an attorney in Pennsylvania if you're going to file a motion in Pennsylvania because it's much different. But nevertheless, guys, we are going.
Hey, did your plaintiffs consult an attorney in Pennsylvania? I don't think so. Also, cyberbullying is not a basis for RICO, nor is it sufficient enough to claim that it interferes with the search efforts for a child. It's not, CJK. That's the problem they're facing. It's absolutely not.
10 states with this. It's Pennsylvania is the first for obvious reasons. Like Mr. Castor said, the Declaration of Independence was signed 13 miles away from the court.
Who did he just quote there?
Mr. Castor.
Mr. Castor. You know what else Mr. Castor said? Get my motherfucking name off this filing. Make it clear to everybody, the plaintiffs, the defendants, and this honorable court, that I am not part of the representation of this filing.
Courthouse where we intend to bring these people. And there's a lot of them. It's not just Barbecue Lady. It's not just Granny is watching. Those are two lead defendants. And
lead
you'll
defendants.
see more coming. Lots more. There are 50.
Please allow me to lead this fight for our freedom of speech. Thank you. I'm honored you chose me, Nick. You chose the right one.
People we intend to bring in, and we intend to litigate to the end. Those that think there's discovery and stuff like this, you guys are funny. This is not a discovery type of case. We're not asking.
Don't you love that?
Yeah.
There's no discovery.
Bless his heart.
But then in another, he goes on to say that there is discovery, that we are going to do discovery and blah, blah, blah. So, you know, just depend what day they were speaking.
Asking for money. This is an injunction. And if you know what an injunction is, great. If you don't, great. It's not something to play games with. At the end of
It's not something to play games with. How many months in are we? October to November, November to December, December to January. We are 3 months in. On October 8th, when Nick in 2024, when Nick came out with this bogus filing and dropped it off in a docket packet to all of his cohorts to go live with, he was in the comment section saying he was going to fight vigorously to make sure that he gets this injunction in place. Now, I did hear that you ran to the courts and tried to get them to push the injunction, but you didn't do it properly. Therefore, it didn't get before the judge. But here we are.
the day, we are not going to stop until Sebastian is found. The bullies are really working overtime to stop that. And
yeah, do you see the bullies going at SF Investigates, at Crabtree, at Clue, at Cletus, at me, at Queen, at UA, at everybody that they dislike? They're really going hard to try to stop, you know, the search for, especially when SF's one of the only people actually working an investigative side to Sebastian's disappearance. Really odd.
Yeah. I mean, it's just like anybody that has their, if Hong would have redirected all this efforts that he's put into his like tweets, I mean, and Nick, the same thing. I mean, I thought they were relocating the search to Pennsylvania. Nick, you can search up there. You just can't leave your state or contact LE, but you can search, pass out some flyers, you know, but I don't see him doing much of anything.
Sorry, hold on, I gotta send this.
No, I'm just admiring your pause game. It's been on point.
You can stop anywhere on this, dude,
doesn't
just
work,
like
right?
Betty.
You guys can't really stop it. All the troll accounts. We sent out subpoenas to X. We sent out subpoenas to YouTube, Google, Alphabet.
Hey, have any of you guys had your accounts subpoenaed yet? No.
Just wait.
Inc. and Meta. All of the troll accounts, we're getting their IP addresses. We're going to match them back to those that own the troll accounts.
Oh, that's like what I did with War Eagle. How you doing, War Eagle? Let me go up here and how you doing, Sherry? How you doing, Sherry G? How you doing, War Eagle? You miserable bitch.
Roll Tide.
From there, those individuals will be dragged through and brought into Pennsylvania or California or Tennessee, whichever jurisdiction.
You're not even allowed in California or Tennessee, but okay.
They are in. Again, we are going to be filing in 10 different states, 10 different lawsuits with the intent to make them federal. The goal here is to stop the nonsense, find Sebastian Rogers, and we will. Once these clowns get out of the way, once these keyboard warriors get out of the way, Sebastian will come home. Again,
I'm glad
guys,
you
stay
asked
safe.
that.
Remain
check it
vigilant.
out.
We're under the assumption that Sebastian Rogers is alive.
Uh-huh.
Again, we are operating under that assumption. If you see something, obviously alert authorities and remains.
Shut up. I'm glad you asked that. Here, let's see. I meant to do this the other day. So I also have footage I never upload from this time period, but I'm going to go ahead and present you all with something. Hold on. Where is it? Just hold on to your hats. You might want to see this. Yeah, let's check out, is it this one? And I'll show you guys exactly who these people are. Let me see. Here, let's present this instead. Share this stuff instead. All right, so there's JLR.
Mm-hmm.
This is still, oh, over here we're going to have Nick the Hat.
Oh, lovely.
He's right by this tree at the same time. He was hiding under the tree. This is when he never put his face on camera. But I have quite a few videos I never even uploaded yet of like Nick and Hung, and this is when the people there were clowning on them. The actual reporters thought these guys were so goofy and annoying. All right, where are you at, Nick? I know you're hiding behind this tree. Was it this one? Oh, there's Hung. Hold on, he's coming. They drove a white van. It was like 100 degrees out. That guy was so good looking. Not Hung, of course. Oh, there they are. There's Hung.
Oh, are those like $1,000 shoes? Dude,
No.
Jordan, you look like a slob.
They actually, the shoes, if I may just say, they certainly weren't $1,000 shoes, but they also, and I'm not kidding when I say this, they had like the lean going on where like the weight of the shoes, you know, couldn't hold the person. They had one of those going on.
Yeah.
But that's our Hongy boy right there and all his $1,000 glory. I don't see Nick yet. That's Hung.
He looks like he shops at Big and Short instead of Big and Tall.
And then Nick's back here, but there's Hung again.
He looks like he's like 5'5".
He was like 5'5".
Oh, okay.
Just about probably.
He's a little petite, little short, little sucker.
Let's see. Yeah, there's that, you know, high private intelligence agency. I'm not gonna lie, he was nice. I'll give him that. Hung was very nice there.
I don't know what got into him, but he's apparently had a slight change.
Well, I remember people saying to me, like, oh, is Nick the hat there? I'm like, who the fuck is that? See, there's Hung sitting down. JLR. This is their backup, right? This is like they had all this equipment and stuff. Beers, water. Definitely offered me beer. Driving around all night. There's Hung setting up his cameras. Kind of like SpongeBob and Patrick together, if you will, but they had the helicopters going for them. But where the heck are you at, Nick? There he is, hiding underneath the tree. See him? He wore those same glasses. I know I got in like directly at him before. It was so damn hot that the footage is shit. There they are in all their glory.
Wow. As Shania Twain once said, that don't impress me much.
There's Nick. There's Hung. Let's see if we can get actual. Like I said, I do have footage that was never like even uploaded of them all and of the pot shots he took at JLR. But Nick was short and chubbier here too.
No,
Hung's right there.
Hong's probably just gotten larger since then. Like, I feel like that's him at a small size. Like, he, you know.
I haven't seen him recently. I don't know if he's small or big or.
Well, I looked at old Lesniak's
his website where
he looks like he's gotten a little bigger.
There was that guy, what's his name? People act like he was a star. Johnny or something, I forget. He's the one who claims that his daughter found that missing woman in New York.
Oh.
I actually thought he was something big, the way he was trying to say who could park where and shit. It was odd. But yeah, I have plenty of footage to go through to show like Nick in his natural habitat. Hung. I like when Nick says like, "Oh, I don't think I ever met you, Granny." Yeah, you did. Yeah, you did. Anyway, that was interesting. Gobsmacked. One of my favorite words that these people say isn't a word. Welcome.
Gobsmacked is a pretty good word.
It's an actual word.
I
People
wonder
act
if
like it wasn't.
been the like cause of his start. Well, I mean, it's like he said, you can always like go back and find out who's behind certain accounts and trace it. So I'm curious.
Yeah, but they're not getting subpoenas. I said YouTube and Facebook and all
Oh, I
the
know.
places they named, they're not easily giving up people's privacy to a bunch
Oh,
of
no.
nobodies.
You gotta have,
Legit reason.
right.
And this dude, they certainly do not have legit reason to request anything from anybody.
Not at all. But the old reverse Uno could work for them. And I don't know if I'd be playing with that fire, Nick.
Yeah, well, they're annoying. Where's the Escalades and the Bentleys? Right. I will say they did have good equipment. Like, I was impressed by their equipment. They had really nice cameras. They had really nice, nice setup, but they weren't anything special. White boy doing BJ, is that now? Or did he do it before?
I don't know if it was like back, like I saw where Hong apparently like on IMDb worked on like sound in on a movie like back in a long time ago.
I think that was yeah. But they're all failed actors and actresses.
Yeah, I'm like, I thought like, how many IMDb accounts are we gonna have affiliated with this? Like,
it's weird. Julian's, I wish.
He's not well hung.
They're all fake. That was August of last year, Sassy Hound. That's when that Danilo Cavalcante was on the loose. But I guess we'll go ahead and wrap this up. I appreciate you coming up.
I'm glad that you have like, something to like an attorney that is as feisty as you are, like as much of a spitfire as you are.
I appreciate
because
that.
they deserve it. And I think that they chose the right people to if that makes sense. Like you're the type that they really like underestimated, I guess.
Amen. They should have learned first.
Should have done their homework. Always do your homework. So.
All right. Thank you, UA.
Yeah, no problem.
Bye.